Hi beautiful people. So if you're new here, this is part 3 of me going through this blog post called 100 Tips for a Better Life by Connor Barnes, and right now I'm at point 57. Let's get to it. Number 57. There are 2 red flags to avoid almost all dangerous people. 1. The perpetually aggravated. 2. The angry. I wouldn't say all dangerous people because not all dangerous people are perpetually aggravated or angry. But yes, the people who are angry or aggravated, better to avoid them. I don't know what to make else of this tip. Let's get to the next one. Number 58. Some people create drama out of habit. You can avoid these people. That's true when it comes to both family or work or any aspect of your life. And when you meet people who are prone to a lot of drama, it's better to avoid these people. And you can avoid these people. That's what the author is saying. It's not like you have to be a part of their life, etc. You can just avoid them. Number 59. Those who generate anxiety in you and promise that they have the solution are grifters, politician marketers, new masculinity gurus, etc. Avoid these. This is true. So there are people who create anxiety, like politicians through the media will say there is polarity in the masses, like the religion X is fighting religion Y, or religion Y is aggravated to religion X, and all these things, and then they provide a solution. Do this and it will solve your problems. So it's better to avoid these kind of people. Even when it comes to marketing, they cause an anxiety in you. Hey, you're going to miss out on X, Y, Z, and then they provide the solution. Obviously, they're selling something. So better to avoid these. I agree with this. Number 60, this is not legal advice, with the disclaimer. Do not talk to cops. I don't know if it applies to all the countries. I would assume this author is from the US and the laws are different. I don't know what to make of this. Let's move to the next one. 61. It's cheap for people to talk about their values, goals, rules, and lifestyle. When people's actions contradict their talk, pay attention. This is 100% agreeable, because some people will say, you should do this, you should do that. But if they are not doing it themselves, it's, when they are contradicting what they're saying and what they're doing, pay attention to what they're talking about and judge whether you want to follow them or not. Number 62. If they'll do it, in quotes, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you. And in quotes again, those who live by the sword, die by the sword, mean the same thing. Viciousness you excuse in yourself, friends or teammates will one day return to you, and then you won't have an excuse. This is true. So this is the advice, like for example, if you see somebody backbiting to you about somebody else, it's highly likely that this person will backbite about you to somebody else. Number 63. Others. In choosing between living with 1 to 2 people versus 2 or more people, remember that ascertaining responsibility will no longer be instantaneous with more than one roommate. Whose dishes are these? I guess so, because I've not lived with more than 2 people where we had such kind of responsibility, so I cannot relate with this 100%. I would just move on. Number 64. Understand people have the right to be tasteless. That's true. That's true. Like when it comes to certain things, even I am tasteless. I don't have much knowledge about it, or I'm not that interested in it. So I guess I do have the right to be tasteless. So let's get to number 65. You will prevent yourself from even having thoughts that could lower your status. Avoid blocking yourself off just so people keep thinking you're cool. I partly agree with this. Sometimes I do block myself, especially late at night, not because so people think that I'm cool or anything. It's just I value my time sometimes, and some parts of my life I just want to own it myself and not be disturbed by anything else, notifications or people bothering me, etc. Except for close family, of course. Okay, let's get to number 66. Being in groups is important. If you don't want to join a sports team, consider starting a shitty band. It's the closest thing you'll get to being in an RPG. Train with 2 to 4 other characters, learn new moves, travel from pub to pub, and get quests from NPCs. Okay, the author has gamified all of this. I would agree, like gamifying certain aspects of your life where, you're with your friends and you're achieving things, etc., or you're going on an adventure. It feels good doing that, and then you learn a lot of things, and you make a lot of friendships along the way as well. So yeah, I would agree with this. Number 67. It's possible to get people to do things that make you like them more but respect them less. Avoid this. It destroys relationships. I guess so. I'm thinking about my life itself, and I'm guilty of this thing in some aspects of my life, and probably it's not good for the relationships. And maybe you are doing it in your relationships where you're respecting somebody less by making them doing something, but you like them more, and this is destroying the relationship. Probably good advice to follow. Number 68. Think a little about why you enjoy what you enjoy. If you can explain what you love about Dune, okay, you can now communicate not only with Dune fans, but with people who love those aspects in other books. This hits home to me because I love certain things. Yeah, like I love certain genre, like I like Harry Potter, I like playing Dota, I like World of Warcraft. But like I didn't give good thought about what I really like about those things. So probably a good thing to sit down and think about what are the aspects I like about these games or these books or these stories. And if I can communicate this with others, probably I can make them fans as well, or at least I get to share my thoughts on it. 69. When you ask people what's your favorite book, movie, band, they stumble. Ask them instead what book, movie, band they're currently enjoying most. They'll almost always have one and be able to talk about it. This is so true, and I actually followed this even before reading this. Instead of asking what's your favorite actor or whatever, what's your favorite movie or what's your favorite TV show, etc., I generally ask them what are they watching right now or what's their top 5 right now. And this gives better answers and more relevant answers than because nobody wants to be pigeonholed to, oh, this is my favorite movie, and obviously the favorite movie keeps changing. They might have a favorite movie right now. 70. Bored people are boring. I guess so. I don't have anything to add to that. Yeah, people who are bored are boring. Yes. Number 71. A norm of eating with your family without watching something will lead to better conversations. If this idea fills you with dread, consider getting a new family. Actually, I do believe this. I'm guilty of this, that whenever I'm having dinner or something, we tend to go onto our phones, and I try to avoid that. I try to keep my phone away. Unless it's something urgent, I try to at least keep my phone away. And it leads to better dinners or better meals and better conversations during them. So yeah, I agree with this. Number 72. If you bus to other cities, consider finding a rideshare on Facebook instead. It's cheaper, faster, and leads to interesting conversations. I guess so. I don't bus to other cities. So let's go to the next section. That is relationships. So the next part, relationships. Number 73. In relationships, look for somebody you can enjoy just hanging out near. Long-term relationships are mostly spent just chilling. That's so true. With my wife, I just like just hanging out with her. Even if you're doing something else, we're just chilling with each other. And I love doing that. And I think that is very important in any relationship, not just with your spouse or your partner. It could be with anybody else as well, especially with your friends. If you can just chill, I think that's how friends are made. When you're young, when you can just chill with each other. I agree with that. Number 74. Sometimes things last a long time because they're good. That doesn't mean because something has lasted a long time, it is good. Apply this to relationships, careers, and beliefs as appropriate. This is true. Like, especially in terms of career, I do believe that, if you're in a company for a long period, like maybe a decade or more, it doesn't mean that it's a good career path for you or it's a good career for you. Just because it has lasted for so long doesn't mean it's good. Yeah, I agree in terms of career. In terms of relationship as well, like when you're younger, this is an easy example. When we're younger, we have friends, and most of them are not our friends anymore, whom used to be, our very closest friends are not friends anymore, or we are not in contact anymore or something like that. So yeah, doesn't mean that if something has lasted for long and that it's good. But generally, good things do last for long. So that's also true. Yeah. So I agree with this. 75. Don't complain about your partner to co-workers or online. Benefits are negligible and the cost is destroying a bit of your soul. Generally, don't try to do this. So this is good advice, and I would advise you also to do this. 76. After a breakup, cease all contact as soon as practical. The potential for drama is endless, and the potential for a good friendship is negligible. Wait a year before trying to be friends again. I don't know what to make of this because I cannot relate to this, but probably it's good advice. 77. If you haven't figured things out sexually, remember that there isn't a deadline. If somebody is making you feel like there is, consider possibility that they aren't your pal. I guess this is all relationship advice. I'm not relating to most of them. So let's continue. 78. If you have trouble talking during dates, try saying whatever comes to your head. At worst, you'll ruin some dates which weren't going well anyways. At best, you'll have some great conversations. Alcohol can help. Okay, I don't drink alcohol. But I guess this is good advice because not in terms of dates, but in terms of having good conversations, I try to, be the one who tries to make it interesting. Yeah, bringing up topics which are outside. Only with people whom I trust a little bit, at least. Only with them will I try to bring this an interesting topic. Interesting could be anything. So yeah, 79. When dating, de-emphasize your quirks will lead to 90% of people thinking you're kind of alright. Emphasizing your quirks will lead to 10% of thinking you're fascinating and fun. Those are the people interested in dating you, aim for them. This is true. Like what the author is saying is basically try being your true self and a bit more than that. Because that's who you are. That's who you're going to be most of the time. And if they are good with that, they find that fascinating, that's a good relationship. And if they don't, alright. Let's continue. Number 80. Relationships need novelty. It's hard to have novelty during COVID. Oh, this is written during the COVID times. Yeah, this was 2020. But have you planned your post-COVID adventure yet? I guess this is true. So we need some kind of novelty in any relationship to keep things interesting. So probably I should be following this advice. Number 81. People can be the wrong fit for you without being bad. Being a person is complicated and hard. That's true. It doesn't mean that a person, things didn't work out with somebody. It doesn't mean that person was bad. It just means that the person was not meant for you. That's all. It's not that they were bad or they had some ulterior motives, etc. It just didn't work out. And it's true in terms of not just romantic relationships, in terms of friends as well. Like it didn't work out. Good. It doesn't mean that that person was a bad person or something like that. So the video is getting too long. So I've decided to split it into several parts. See you in the next one.